Thank you,
Yeah.
mate. Yeah, thank you. Both of us rocking the Barry hats, and with good reason because today's ad is, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure, is
really?
a Barry ad. Like this is, yeah. So this is, I've seen Barry speak about it on Twitter. An advert template like this is in his expert
Ooh.
pack for Creative OS. Go pick it up if you can. So quite literally, you can watch this ad. You can watch this video today, and you can go and make this ad
I love
afterwards
that.
with
We'll
Creative
make sure to
OS.
drop a link down to Barry's
So
Creative OS in the comment section here because that's what I'm talking about, man. Like
yeah,
value in action and
big
highlighting our
time.
buddy.
This- yeah, this is synergy.
Synergy.
Everything's
Oh
coming
yeah,
together.
that is 80s business
This is it.
word 101 right there.
This is 80s business synergy. It's
Oh, I
exactly
gotta
what it
go
is.
watch
Yeah.
Secret of My Success. Big fan. If you've ever seen that movie, drop down below what your favorite parts are. But like, love that movie. All right, Fraser. Walk us through this, man. Show us what we got here. Let's
Okay.
see it.
Okay, so this is an ad from OYO. Great company, female founder led, brilliant brand. The girls that run this are sisters, saw a problem, decided to make the solution for it. Essentially, this is just so you know what the product is, so we go into it. If you are, a female, you shave in your intimate bikini areas, you get, ingrown hairs, shaver burn, all that stuff. This fixes that. Okay, so go into it knowing that, and now you actually see it and you read it. This made her insecurities clear up in 30 days. I feel sexier in lingerie now. That ad, that copy, that the image, everything is perfect for the consumer, especially as we approach Valentine's Day. Let's
Oh
go into it
yeah.
with that in mind as well, because like we're in that season now, and man, it's just a fantastic ad. This, like, I'm sure a lot of you are very familiar with this template of ad. It's basically this like viral news that you see everyone make now, Lad Bible, all these like viral Facebook news pages use this template, which is headline, logo, and then relating image, and then like a highlight zoom in version of whatever the related image is. And they've used this perfectly. They have a UGC image, which is a girl looking great, and then which is like it's taken perfectly, like it's just the right amount of grainy and lo-fi and looks a little bit like ass, that you kind of feel that it's organic enough and that it could be
Mm-hmm.
taken from like a news article. And then you highlight the product, so you know that it's a product and not some like sketchy porn ad. And then you also have this like great quote which is in red, which is so apparent for like Valentine's Day. And then you've even put like a time in it, right? So people know that if they buy this today, in 30 days time, they are going to feel great. And I just think this is such a brilliant way to use this format of ads. And I think, honestly, I think it's so great. I saw this and I saw my Barry cap and I was like,
I,
this is it.
I love
This is the
it.
one.
Yeah,
We've done it.
it's 100%. I think you're dead on with that. Like, I love how you broke this down because to me, like, I could see this coming across the board in a boardroom, and believe it or not, I've been in boardrooms. It was funny. I was reconnected with an old coworker, this guy Hove, and he was talking to your buddy Chase about some CRO stuff, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Hove and I used to work together. He could tell you stories about me
Mhm.
bringing my dog to work and walking around barefoot and yelling at people." And he's like, "Yeah, we had good times." And by that, he's being very polite. He got the office on the other side of the building. I feel like specifically to be as far away and shut the door. Um, but I can feel like the boardroom meetings that we would have with this ad immediately. Like I'm coming at this, or let me play the role of like the brand or the performance marketer coming at it. Like the picture of the product doesn't look. That's not like top tier photography, right? Like I got like
Yeah.
I can see the lighting. Like it doesn't feel like, oh, that's an elite style picture. And then the actual background image itself feels
Yeah.
like stock footage of something against a background where it's clearly not the same. And then the brand name is really low, and I don't have any idea what the product is. And it's like, here's this little thing, we're making a claim. Like there's all of these things that feel like it would raise so many red flags, but I feel like
Oh, big time,
to
yeah.
channel our man Barry, that's part of why it's so good. In that if I'm seeing this,
Mhm.
I'm not looking at this as like, I don't need to look at this product and this ad. Like, I think there's a filter of like, we need to have this quality because of X, Y, and Z. Like, if I'm looking at this, my opinion is this product
Yeah,
probably does exactly what it says it's going to do, or it's going to be cheap enough that I don't care, but I'm willing to give it a shot.
yeah,
And
yeah,
sale made.
yeah, and that's what an advert like this does, right? That's why, it's and this is where brand and performance marketing always have the same arguments all the time. This wouldn't get past a brand team, like how many times have, the amount of times that I've worked with clients and the brand team get involved and then you're like, oh great. Like, and I'm sure that every performance marketer has felt that. And the brand team do a great job, but also sometimes they don't quite understand performance marketing, and there's no way they let something like this pass. But that's why I love this movement in D2C, which is like founder led brands that are, performance marketers that just want to get stuff out and they want to make some sales and they want to build a cool brand, and they'll think about all the other stuff afterwards. And that is exactly where this ad creative comes from, is that idea. And I think that if you have the opportunity to do this kind of stuff, if you have the right leadership in place, or you are the leadership, you need to do stuff like this, because this is what moves the needle. Like, an ad that you've spent, 5 grand on because you had to get 3D renders of things done, and you had to blah blah blah. The chances are it's not going to perform as well as something like this, but it'll perform on a different level, which is a brand level. And you have to think of that as two different things. We make, a lot of high production stuff, and that isn't really about getting the cheapest sale cost. It's not really about that, but it's about building the brand. So it's really important that you have both sides in there, and this one fits in the performance. A high production, fancy video would fit in the other side brand that you start to build when you have a bit
Yeah,
more
I
money spare.
think that's 100% accurate. Because one of the things that I feel like you said there without saying it is that you have to know where your brand
Okay.
is in that brand's life cycle. This is an ad that is not
Yeah.
going to be great for, try to think of something in the market. Let's say Harry's. Harry's isn't going to run this because like they're in Target
Yeah.
now. Like they're on
Mm.
they're at the store, right? Like oh, what's the thing in London? With like the penguin and the grocery store, like whatever. I have a bag and it's got a penguin on it.
What
Stansbury's?
is that?
Sainsbury's. Okay.
Sainsbury's.
I've been to London a couple times. My wife went to
Sainsbury's.
school there for.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm trying.
nice. Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
trying.
it's a supermarket
Yeah.
in the UK. Yeah. No, 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 no. It's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Go on. Carry on.
Harry's is a brand that you might see in a store like that. They
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it is like, I don't know, because I kind of can. I don't think, potentially not Harry's, because they
Yeah,
started off as one of these brands, right? They were D2C first. Like, I feel like potentially they could kind of get away with something like this. I think a good example of a brand that couldn't get away with this is
Gillette.
like a, like,
Oh,
I don't know,
Dove.
you
Yeah,
have
Dove.
Dove over there. Yeah, like, yeah,
Yeah.
Gillette, Dove, like legendary high street first brands would not get away with this, because the brand team is so ingrained in everything that they do, because the brand is worth so much. So yeah, I think, yeah, it depends on whereabouts your brand is in the life cycle, and how, I guess, like,
Sure.
internet friendly your brand is. I think that's like a good term. Like, are you able to post memes on social and not get, you know, the brand team shouting at you for posting a meme that
Right.
wasn't approved? If you are at that stage, then great, you can make ads like this. If you're not, and every social post has to be
Oh,
approved by 10 people, probably
yeah.
best to
No,
stay away from
absolutely.
something
Like,
like this.
and it feels to me like now the more and more I look at it, it feels like TMZ. Like it just feels like Page Six or something. Like
Yeah, that's
so.
exactly what this
I
is. Yeah.
guess what the point here is on knowing where you're at. Like one of the reasons I think some brands can do this and other brands can, is also like, there are brands that are more concerned with getting their product in people's hands than protecting the
Mhm.
brand equity of the audience they already have. And I think if it is a land grab moment for your
Mhm.
business, I'm okay with running this ad if
Yeah.
one of three things is true. First off, I've got a high repurchase rate. I know when I get my product in your hands, you're gonna buy again. This ad is phenomenal for that.
Yeah.
Also, side note,
Yeah.
if I
Yeah.
know my
Exactly.
product is terrible and I'm just trying to reach everybody possible because
Mhm.
my second purchase rate is like 1%. This is a great ad because I'm just trying to like liquidate inventory,
Yeah.
right? And then also I feel like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you said, like these I know are a subscription brand. So it's exactly like you said, that they have an advert like this to get customers through the door, and and they have confidence in the product. That They know that when they're in there, that they're going to stick around for 6 cycles, 6 months, 12 months, whatever, right? Because if it solves the problem that these women are struggling with, then yeah, then they're gonna stay around. So suddenly you've gone from, your CPA was, I don't know, like 35, $40, but your LTV
yeah,
is 200. Like, it was well worth running that advert.
it
Right.
is
It was
100%.
well
Yeah,
worth
and
it.
and I think getting into an action item with this, and maybe we can take an actionable takeaway for people. Like for me, I think
Yeah.
it's really important to know our if our focus is we need to acquire a volume of customers and build brand
Yeah.
equity by the quality of our product because we believe in it that much.
Mhm.
And we've got a
Mhm.
back end attention monetization device that really is great at capturing cash flow, future cash flow. Then the front end of the
Mhm.
business can go after
Yeah.
things like this. uh, because
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
not, I
Right.
don't need to earn your respect and second purchase with the professionalism of the ad that made you buy. My business model can do that. And I think
Mhm.
people forget that ads don't make sales. Ads just get you into the
Yeah.
store.
Yeah. Love that.
And people are like, well, this ad got me this and this
Yeah.
ad got me stuff for that.
100%.
Like,
Yeah.
none of those ads got you sales. They're just earning specific types of attention.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. And I think in terms of a creative takeaway from this, mine is that ugly ads do win. Ugly ads do win. They do win, but they're not the only thing that you should have in your account. And they're not the only thing that works for every brand. And this is so important. And more people need to listen to this. Just because one person said that it works for them on Twitter or on Instagram, whatever, does not mean that it's going to work for every brand. And you need to bear that in mind when you are running ads like this, because sometimes running an ugly ad can damage your brand. So you need to make sure that that you weigh up everything, you try everything, and you see, kind of where you go. Like, is do these work for me? Test them out. If they do, brilliant. If they
Yeah,
don't, they
and
don't. No problem.
I think that that's a great sign. If any of you run some ugly ads and it's worked, like drop them in like the comment section below. I'd love to see like the conversation build out of all of the ads that people have had that really work out,
Yeah.
and maybe we can at some point take a look at some of these other ads of people that have like this worked for me, this bombed, if it was good or bad, and we can really have a discourse on that
Yeah.
because I think there is some luck, but there's also some really good artistry that goes into the
Hmm.
creation of this type of ad content. And I
Oh, for
fail at it
sure.
every time. So everybody's got to win, drop them in so I can learn how the hell to do this halfway decent. I'll take all the help I can get. Um,
Yeah, and again, like this ad probably wouldn't work if the imagery wasn't so great as well, because I think the
mhm.
imagery kind of matches it perfectly, just in terms of, the subject matter, but also I think just the way that the subject matter was shot. It's a selfie, it's been done in a mirror, it's grainy, it kind of fits perfectly with the whole idea of the ad, and I think that's what does this justice as well.
All right, Fraser, I love it, man. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
You too. See you soon, mate.
Mm. All right, man. All right. Oh, I got the cold brew going. I don't know if you're a cold brew guy. I don't know. Part of me feels like you're European. You should be a tea guy, but I also know that that's just me as an ignorant American.
Yeah, oh yeah, I am. I know, no, I am a big tea drinker, much more than coffee. I'll drink coffee, but it's decaf because I don't really
All
do
right.
heavy caffeine. So but I like a coffee. I do like a cold brew. If I'm gonna do coffee,
Uh,
definitely cold brew. Cold
That's what
coffee
I'm
is
saying.
optimal,
Here's something
I
I never
think.
understood.
It's the best way to
People are
consume it.
like, my wife is like, I want piping hot
Yeah, big
coffee.
time.
My point is, if I drink that, I can't
No,
taste
no, no.
anything for 3 days. It's like, what's the point? So
Yeah,
it's funny. She heckles me when I go to coffee shops with her.
yeah.
I'll be like, yeah, let me get the coffee. Also, can you put like 2 ice cubes in it? And they're like, excuse me? And I'm like, I just want to be able to drink it now. And they're like, oh, totally makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah, yeah,
getting
yeah, exactly.
judged, but I'm
Yeah,
also enjoying my drink and I don't have to wait 45 minutes to have a sip. Which brings me back to the whole like Stanley thing. Do I
yeah.
need piping hot coffee for 14 hours? I don't think so, but probably not. Anyway,
No. No, you do
good
not.
to see you, buddy. I like your hat you got going on there. Look at this.